Good evening everyone, and welcome to our new live stream. This is once again for Simcity, Cities of Tomorrow, and I'm kind of thinking that today we might begin a new city in our region. So we're going to head back into the city that we've created, which is our first city for this region, and have a look at our resources. We've got quite a bit in the way of money here, mainly because we've gone the Omega route and have mined and drilled a lot of the good stuff, in other words oil and ore. Now you can actually incidentally make money just by getting the stuff out of the ground and then selling it, but we've used it in the way of profits through Omega and our Omega Co factory, and we've still got quite a bit of work to do with this, there's no doubt about it. We've now got our Omega Co headquarters, but we're struggling to get our next upgrade, so we're going to leave that for the time being. But until then we are, as I just said, going to be creating a new city. The reason being, I want to get an academy city, and well, we might not just limit it to the academy, which is basically a good way of not only futurising your city but bringing in a lot of the futurised facilities as well that came with the expansion pack. But it also gives benefits, like we could build a maglev, and I think we can perhaps build that anyway, I'm not sure, but also lets us use control net, which is the new resource that the maglev does use, if that makes sense. Yeah, welcome Matty, thanks for joining me on the live stream tonight. It's good to have you here, and we're probably going to be going for about half an hour of SimCity since I was a little late getting on today. I do apologise for that. Hopefully people weren't waiting around for me. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so we're talking about a new city. I was just distracted then by all these traffic problems that we're having. These traffic issues. I mean, I've got a thingy down here, down the central reservation. I don't know what it's called again, Streetcar Avenue. And we've maxed it out as well, but I don't want to stick another one in since, well, it's just going to cost too much money, which we've got a lot of, but it also uses space as well, I suppose. But yeah, hello Richie, welcome. But I do like this city. It's one of the most profitable cities I've created. It's actually the first city I've created really where I've fully concentrated on Omega. Anyway, if we head back to region view, we can look at claiming our next city now, which again will probably have a lot of high wealth residents, because we're going to be building an academy which takes high wealth workers, and we'll also be creating a lot of control net. At least that's the plan. Once again, I would like a city with water. I don't like not having water in my city, even if it's a city next to a region with lots of water. There's a lot of mountains there which could get annoying, and does that look a little bit flatter perhaps? Is there no way to zoom over? I guess not. We'll claim it, shall we? Tapir Valley. Hey, that's awesome, Richie. Yeah, especially since I've only just come onto the live stream as well. And no, this is definitely not flat. Oh, I do like working with a flat landscape, but I guess it makes it more interesting when you have some obstacles to work around. Now, this is going to, as I said a few times now, going to be an academy city. I'm just trying to think the best way to start with this. I don't like the idea. We can send money across, so that's not an issue. But I don't want to start with this big ugly road going straight through the middle there, which means we'll bulldoze it, get that out of the way. And with that done, we can perhaps look at how we're going to do our layout. Now, I'm not sure if I want to prat about buying power and stuff from our other city. I guess we can do to start with, but I do want to just check for later, for when we need to build a road first. When we do build a power station, which way the wind and whatnot is blowing, or pollution. It's going up, oakley dokley. So I'm guessing up here. Oh, we've got that silly cliff there. Up around here and here, we'll be plonking down some industrial if and when we need it. For now, I'm tempted to just start building for residential, and we'll get some people in, and then we'll probably look at expanding them into high wealth, or upgrading, I should say, rather, into high wealth. So we'll build a nice road across there. How far across can we go? We can go up to there, look, that's no problem at all. And we'll plonk some residential down. Well, go, oh, we can't even zone over there, that's rubbish. Okay, well that'll do for now. We just need to make sure we're going to have water and power. So if we go over to region view, just turn ourselves around this so we can see what we are doing. And power. No neighbouring power providers. Oh, I guess that means these cities aren't connected. That's really annoying. Oh, they are connected. I guess it's just not producing enough power. Okay, well we'll buy water then. And I'm going to just go over to Anaconda Bay and make sure that the city itself is producing enough power, because if we can't purchase it, that could possibly be a sign that it isn't. Right, oh wow. We've got 22 megawatt excess. Yeah, I see what it means now. That isn't a lot really, is it? We might have to look at upgrading this into an oil power plant. I say upgrading, it's more rebuilding it from the ground upwards. Right, we need 277 megawatts. So if I go into power plants, and I don't want to go nuclear because I don't think we have a lot in the way of high skilled workers, so it's just not worth doing. What's that one? Solar? No, don't solar. Oil. 150. And what's our power need at the moment? 277. So we'd need to upgrade it a little bit or add in. What I'm going to do then, I'm not going to build an oil power plant anywhere else. I'm just going to delete this. And we'll probably upgrade it to max, in all honesty. I've paused the game at the moment, so hopefully things won't get distracted for too long. And if I just open this up here, close now, yeah, no, that would be best buy. No, I'm not going to buy oil off the global market. We'll see what we do with our own reserves. Maybe it'll come over. Right, what have we got? So we've got combustion turbine engine and conventional oil generator. So I'll just check my phone. Right, oil burn rate 36k barrels a day, and oil burn rate, okay, so basically then this should actually technically be cheaper with the amount of oil that we're using. So let's go ahead and delete this thing. Wait for that to go. Why can't we do this yet? What do we need? Oh, we haven't got university. I'm not too fussed about pollution at the moment anyway. So there's our 150. There's our 300. That should be enough for our city. There we go. Look, back into 22 megawatt excess. Now that was the capacity of our coal power plants. But here we can stick in even more. Look at that, 172 megawatts excess. And that's all we need to do, actually. I don't need to put a fourth one in because that should be surplus for our needs. Does everywhere have power because I did that paused? It certainly looks like it does. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Commercial business is what? Not getting enough shoppers. But we'll leave it for now because I'm not trying to do too much with this city today, since we are working on our new city, which I haven't built anything in, so I couldn't find it then, but it is this one, Tapir Valley. It had our little FuzzfingerGaming logo there. And of course nothing happens to the city when you're not playing it, which is why nothing's been built yet. But I'm just going to pop back over to region view, and I'm kind of hoping now we can buy power, but apparently we can't, unless we just need to connect to the highway here. Let me see if that's going to do anything. Nope. So all that prattling about over there, now we're going to still have to build our own power supply. Ah, that's annoying. And I wanted to try and save some money in that area, but I guess it's not going to happen. Right, city view please. But I did say we're going to have industrial and whatnot over in this region because that's where the wind's blowing. So yeah, we'll stick with dirt roads for now. We'll take that to about there. We could probably stick garbage and whatnot over here later as well, if we're not connected to take it. I don't know how we can take water but not power. That doesn't make sense to me. I guess it's actually because the water's table's sort of connected maybe. This big lake thing, who knows. It's difficult to say, Zerosa. Welcome to the stream, by the way. A lot of people prefer SimCity 4 because of the larger map sizes that you can play with. But there's also quite a bit more micromanagement in SimCity 4 that isn't present in this version of SimCity. There's still a lot of micromanagement to do, but not quite as much. SimCity 4 is probably defined as being a much harder game. It's not difficult to make money in this game, whereas SimCity 4 was a little bit more on the challenging side. So I guess it depends on what you prefer and whatnot. I never really played SimCity 4 all that much, to be honest, so I can't comment too much. But cities in this game tend to look prettier, mainly because obviously we're using 2013 graphics and SimCity 4 is quite old now at this point. But if graphics isn't a big thing for you, you like some of the features of SimCity 4, then you'd probably be content with that, to be honest. I mean, in this game the cities really exist within a bubble because the land size, that is literally what you can see there. That square is the largest size city map. So even when you've maxed it all out and filled it with everything, it sort of just exists in one square bubble. And then you can have other cities across the region, but yeah, they only ever play while you're actually in them at the time. They don't play in real time when you're in other cities in the region. So I guess there's advantages and disadvantages. I hope that helps. And why are they complaining about water? I've purchased water from Anaconda Bay over here. Let me just check that out. We're using 0.4 kGal. I'm guessing we don't need much more than that, which is why we're only using that. If we go back to city view, it's not saying we've got a deficit at all. Oh right, maybe these roads have to be connected because they're not getting water, whereas these are. So I'm going to do a temporary connection for now, which I will change, so I know it's going to look ugly. But let's speed things up a bit as well. Let's get things going into cheetah speed. Let me just go back onto water. Yeah, we're getting water across now, which is good to see. And when you purchase water from another city, you purchase exactly what you need, no more, no less. Obviously, if the other city's not producing enough for you to buy enough, then you won't be buying enough. But that's why it's saying 0 excess there. And how are a few houses coming along? Not too bad. I do want high wealth housing mainly in this city, since we're going for an academy city. What do we need to build an academy? We need 5 high wealth residential buildings, and we have 0 so far. Now, in order to get high wealth residential buildings, we are going to require parks. Lots and lots of parks, in the way of formal and plazas. We could put in a Millennium Plaza. The only problem is it's going to cost a lot of money. A lot. And high wealth doesn't quite bring in the amount of bang for your buck that low wealth brings in. So maybe we're not going to go high wealth just yet. Let's try and get back into a profit. Again, money's not too much of an issue because we've got 3 million simoleons over in our first city. We can send that across at any point if we want to do so. But I don't at the moment. Okay, we're going to end up a little bit square shaped here, but it'll do for now. Bring that down. Don't like the look of that. Might have to just delete momentarily if I just pause things so we don't lose water. Delete some of this dirt track. This is only a temporary track anyway. And then we can bring that out there. Oh, I don't like... I do prefer curved roads more than anything, but we'll just make do with that for now. Just connect that there, again temporarily, until we get a whole design going across here. So it's all connected nicely. But let's get things unpaused once more. And let's just have a look at our demands here. Well, we're going to have to put in some more residential for starters. That's a given, really. Oh, it's annoying that we can't put anything down there. I'm going to have a nice block with no housing. But that's just the way of it, I guess. That's just the way of it. Once these houses have moved in, then we can plonk in some commercial, and then we should hopefully start seeing a profit here rather than a loss, and we don't like seeing a loss. So hopefully these will just hurry up. Can't do much until they do move in. Coal power plant seems to be doing its job, as you would expect. Let's just stick some of that commercial in now. We haven't got the demand there just yet. Even though it looks full, because it's this sort of pale blue, this medium wealth demand here, that means it's regional demand. Which incidentally will mean, since this is only our second city, that's the demand for our first city. Don't want too much commercial. You need about 25 to 33%, a quarter to a third commercial zoning compared to your residential zoning. Probably a similar amount of industrial as well. Now we've got no industrial at the minute, so I'm just going to put a little bit down along with our power plant. That might be a tad bit too much, but we'll see how we get on there. Probably about 3 or 4 factories at the most though, which will be awesome. So any moment now I'm kind of hoping we're going to go into a profit. Not all the businesses are open just yet. There we go, plus 35 simoleons per hour. And we can put our town hall in. Where should we put our town hall? Somewhere that we can expand it later. So once again we'll pause. Yeah, we'll delete this. I'll connect it up again once I know what I'm doing with it. We'll go for a little bit of a curvature out here. Just like that. Then we'll go for a straight section. Yeah, we'll keep that there actually. And then we'll go for a curvature just about there. So now it's all nicely connected once more. But it looks a little bit prettier than it did, which is good to see. And that seems a perfect place as any, the conjoining section of these two entrances to our city. Let's just unpause things to plonk a town hall, I would say. Roughly central. There we go. And of course we've got plenty of room to upgrade it. Depending on the upgrades that we need, we've already got some in our other city. And you only need 1 upgrade per region. Looks like oh right, that was somebody from our other city, I think. Perhaps, who knows. Here I come, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us tonight, along with everybody else who's logged in. So we just put our town hall in now. And some of our shops are not quite getting the staff that they need, so I'm going to zone a little bit more in the way of residential, and we need to stick some sewage in. Now, can we use these sewage services of our first city? Oblicium, welcome, welcome. Right, where was I? Sewage. Yes, we can. We'll buy that. Garbage. Okay, can't do that yet. We'd need to actually volunteer vehicles, which I haven't done in all honesty. So we'll sort that out soon as well. Not just yet, but soon. and all that other good stuff as well. Cool. Right, back to city view. So for those just joining who've been watching the live stream previously, we have, thought things were catching fire then, it's just dust. Began the second city in our region today. We're going for an academy city, this is the academy over here, and a control net city. These two pretty much go hand in hand with one another. And then hopefully we'll be able to connect our mega towers in our first city, along with doing other various things as well. Now, I know I've got 3 million simoleons in the other city, but I don't like using them in new cities unless I need them for a specific expansion. Like, I don't just want to spend 500,000 or whatnot now and just spamming the whole city with roads and stuff, because it's far too easy then to lose that money really quickly. Whereas, and then your whole city becomes in trouble because you're having to force feed it money until you eventually run out. So, like, if I need to build a university or something later that's 120,000 simoleons, then I'm happy to send the money across for specific projects, but that's why I'm just taking things slowly at the moment. Let me have a look, shall I, Richie? It's not going to matter too much now because... Hey, what's changed then? Why can I buy power now? That's confused me. I mean, the roads were all connected before with the dirt track, weren't they? Or the dirt track's not counted, or something else that I've missed. Either way, I don't need to buy power now. We've got the coal power plant working at peak efficiency, or not, as the case may be. But okay, I am, as I said, going to be going for high wealth, but I'm still not ready to expand this into high wealth because I think you do need a certain amount of low wealth just to keep those profits coming in. I'm just trying to think what's the best use of this last space here. We have some medium wealth demand, so maybe we could go ahead, zone there, and zone it as medium wealth. And now to create medium wealth, for those who don't know much about this game, you just stick in some parks. I suppose we could stick in an athletic centre. That will futurise some of the cities around the area. And now one of those, and a couple of trees and whatnot. There we go. So all this dark blue region here, or this bluer region, will be medium wealth rather than low wealth. And we can do the same sort of technique when we want to go high wealth in a bit. Steam name is Fuzzfinger something. It's completely gone from my mind though. Oh, there's lots of achievements that I still haven't got. You should be able to find me on there. Oh right, I'll see, Richard, that's why I couldn't do power. It just seemed weird because I could do water, but yeah, it did confuse me. Right then, how are our demands going? We need some medium wealth shopping. That would make sense, since how we don't yet have any at all. I'll stick it here because, well, that just makes sense really, doesn't it, since how we've got the dark blue area around this section. Looks like we're starting to take some decent shape here anyway. Our industrial is going fine. It's kind of a shame that you and me can't come across to another city. I mean, maybe it can. I just don't know how to do it. That's certainly possible. But it's a good profit maker, that is. Good profit maker. Right, talking of profits, we need to increase our city's profit. 621 per hour just isn't going to cut it for very long. It's got to be said. We've got a nice big cliff coming out here, which means we're not going to be able to expand our city further down. Also, where are we going to plan to put our academy? Maybe up here. I'm thinking it'd be a good region, a good area, and probably a mega tower at some point later as well is going to be placed in the city or two. If we bring that round there, or I wonder if, I know people won't be expanding yet, I can guarantee that. So I'm trying to think the best way to proceed with our city's design. Let's just do a small little expansion for now, I think, and we'll go from there. I want to try and get this to go completely straight at like at a right angle if I can. Yeah, just so we can connect it easier a little bit later. Like most people who plays game, I just make the designs up as I go along, top of my head. That's why some cities look prettier than others. That goes across there, and we'll have another little curvature. Oh, come on, that's more like it. That goes there. That'll do, look. Hopefully we'll be able to just go straight down. Not quite. We'll just delete that section, I would say. I know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but that looks a little bit rough actually. It'll do. Actually, the whole thing is completely skew-if, isn't it? Whoa! Bad mistake. Right then, so you can sort of see I'm trying to make the best use of the space available that I've got with all these cliffs and whatnot, and we're going to have to get a road going up here somehow later. Okay, the road's going to have to go up this section by the looks of it, but I'm going to throw some lines or some roads down the central parts of these as well. Don't want to go too close to that. Probably have to delete some houses here, I think. Yeah. Right, and we can stick some more residentials and whatnot in those areas. Just like this. And we can cordon these areas off now into high wealth and low wealth and medium wealths and all the other wealths that we might want to use. We're still not making a whole lot of money. I might stick our taxes up. Oh, no, you don't go there for taxes, you go there. Ah, good, we can actually adjust all our taxes. We'll go for 12% on the low wealth, and 11% on the medium wealth, and we'll stick with 9% on the high wealth. And yeah, we've practically doubled our taxes, which is good. Doubled our income rather. So of course you collect taxes on all parts of your zoning, so your residential, your commercial and your industrial. So it's good to have a good balance of all three in order to make the most amounts of money, but they all work together as well. If you haven't got any residents, you're not going to be collecting tax. If you haven't got any residential, you're not going to be collecting taxes on commercial either, because there won't be any shoppers there. But then technically the cities all work in unison with one another in the whole region. So some people do like create a commercial city with very few, if any, residential zoning, and just rely on residents from other cities to come and flood the pockets with money. Actually no, this isn't a public region, but a couple of people have asked me to do a public region. So can you create a region that's public, or do you have to actually create it as public from the start? I don't think you can turn it public, can you? No, I don't think so. Anyway, health. I was waiting for that to pop up. Some of our sims are injured. I guess we can make use of some of this space here. I don't want to put houses and whatnot behind because there's just not enough room for them to expand anyway. So we'll plonk a clinic in. We've had 2 deaths per day now. I'll tell you what, on Thursday I should be playing more Simcity. I might start a public region then, and anybody on the live stream can jump in with me and we can have a bash at it together. Oh, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Hopefully one ambulance should be enough for this small city size for now. So anyway guys, we'll be finished in a couple of minutes because we're going to be moving on over to Final Fantasy VIII at 8:30, and I'll just need a few minutes before then to get another drink and whatnot, so get the game loaded up. But yeah, the plan here then, as I've said, but since some people have joined the stream and probably missed it, is to go for an academy city. We're going to futurise the whole city, get lots of control net flowing, and hopefully push that out then across our region. Although we do need a lot of high wealth workers for that task, and at the moment we don't have any, but we don't have a demand for any either. Of course, sometimes you have to force the demand in this game. So what I'm going to do, where's our medium wealth? Oh sorry, our low wealth. We'll have this as medium wealth perhaps. No, I'm going to stick some high wealth stuff in. I know it might be a little bit early to do so, but if we can get the academy built, then the city can start fulfilling its purpose sooner rather than later, in all honesty. So we'll go to the plaza. Now this is where our money's going to go very quickly if we're not careful. How come that didn't affect my land value at all? That cost me a lot of money, that did. Raises high wealth land value. Here we go, look, this is more like it. Woohoo! Okay, that whole area is high wealth now. Looks like some of the houses around here have done so as well. Okay then, that sounds awesome. Yeah, it'd be cool if some of you join me on public. There we go, look, some high wealth housing. And I might start expanding some of these roads. We can actually build our academy now. Now that we've done that, and I said we we're going to build the academy up here. I still plan on doing so. We're just going to have to bring the road up. We're either going to have to wait for money to come in because 10,000 simoleons is not going to be enough to do what we want to do, or we're going to have to actually send some money across from our other city. But we can cross that bridge probably in the next episode or the one after, depending on what we do next time if we go for public region, which I'm thinking we are going to be doing. Don't forget guys as well just to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I usually post updates on there with what's happening with the live streams, and you can also give me your thoughts on Facebook as well. Let me know what you'd like to see and whatnot. So if you're watching this on Twitch, then you should be able to find my Facebook page below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, then I don't know where you can find my Facebook page, but it's around somewhere. Anyway, can we do anything with that yet? No, we need 5,000 residents and we've only got 378. But we're right at the start of the game and we've got all 3 wealths in already. So I don't think I've ever got high wealth in so quickly. But like I said, I want to get an academy in. By the way guys, by the time I start this region up again, which is probably going to be next Sunday or maybe even a long time after that, depending on how the public region goes. Next time we play this region, whenever that might be, you're going to have to remind me that we're going for an academy city, because I guarantee I'm going to forget. I'm going to load the city up and think, what in the world was we doing here? So yeah, just a friendly reminder in the future would be nice and appreciated. But we're going to finish with Simcity I think now tonight, and I want to thank everybody who's joined me for joining me. Stick around if you want to watch us play more Final Fantasy VIII. We have made it to Disc 2 now. That's the Steam version of Final Fantasy VIII. And don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. I've got loads of content up there, including a Let's Play of Simcity and a Let's Play of Cities of Tomorrow, which is completely separate to the stuff we're doing in the live stream. So if you enjoyed this, you might enjoy that as well. I'll see you all shortly for Final Fantasy VIII. And if you're not joining me for that, then I hope to see you later in the week, maybe when we go for more Simcity. Bye everyone, I'm going to end this stream here and be back on in a few minutes. Cheers.